Hey guys, Sean Bougie here. I'm going to give you an overview of our system, how it's different. Give you guys the basic knowledge you're going to need in order to make a decision, especially if you're coming to the webinar and you want to take advantage of some of the deals on there, as to whether or not you want to get involved with us and get up with one of our programs. The main thing I want to cover today, guys, I'm on the way to get materials for my own personal home. I'm going to be flipping that. And then I'm going to be checking on a flip we have, two flips, one in Durham and one just outside of Pittsburgh in Bear Creek, North Carolina, and then hiring someone to handle some of the flips. David, if you're out there watching this, probably you. That we got going on in Florida, and I've got a couple others in Ohio and Georgia that I'm going to be getting at. I say all that because that's why I'm dressed like I am in my truck. So anyway, guys, the major difference is we're actually working this with you. There's no upsell to where you have to give us $10,000 or $20,000 to partner or something ridiculous like that. That's one of the main differences. The other one is I tell you guys the truth. So let's cover both deed flip and surplus funds. Surplus funds, also known as overages. We cover, the differences are, first of all, we teach you how to do both mortgage and tax overages, not just tax. Big deal. That doubles your opportunity. Okay. Secondly, we give you the truth on what you have to check before you run deals, before you actually try to contact an owner and put a deal together. Keep you out of trouble, do it legitimately, make far more profit, and actually be able to cash the check. Okay. And go after the right person. Know going in, you've got the person that's due the money. So let's talk about that. Excuse me. First off, what you're going to find online is people saying, oh, you get a list, you contact that person on the list, you fill out some paperwork for the county, you get maybe a power of attorney or an assignment from that claimant to yourself, contact the county, fill out their paperwork, and make a boatload of money. Okay, guys, I typically don't cuss on video, but I need to convey the depth of the baloney that's being told you right now. So let me convey that depth. I call bullshit. And let me explain that. First of all, it's not the person on the list that's owed the money. Two things with that. If there's debt in front of that, the debt's owed the money. Secondly, you don't know, especially in tax sales, you don't know if that was the final owner. Now, light bulbs should be going off in heads across everybody that's watching this video. Listen carefully. Particularly in tax sales, they don't update their tax roll, most counties, very often. Okay? They're not foreclosing against the person, they're foreclosing against the house. They're taking the house to satisfy, this is tax and mortgage actually, but in tax sales, they're taking the house to satisfy the debt that is unpaid on that property. They don't care who owns it. They don't have to notify the recent owner. They just have to send out a notification. They're just saying, hey, you're the last owner we got on our roll. We're about to foreclose. Have a nice day. It's buyer beware, guys. So if somebody picked up that property in a quick claim deed or anything else prior to that tax sale, okay, and they didn't pay off the taxes, yeah, it can be foreclosed on them. And by the way, the level of sympathy I have for people that are not doing title work and checking debt against property, right there. If you're jumping into real estate without knowing what the heck you're doing, you're an idiot. You need to know this information. Those that have listened before know I'm very upfront. If you don't do title work, check on that property prior to buying it, you are an idiot. Okay? So let's talk about surplus. These guys are telling you, first of all, you got to check, is it the owner? Easy to do. Do it online, guys. Register deeds or land records department, look for deeds. You'll be able to check who owned the property prior to the sale, right before the sale. That's the owner. Now, they're entitled if there isn't any other debt. How do you check debt? Well, you check for mortgages, which is called a deed of trust. It's also called a security deed, a warranty deed, a general warranty deed, a special warranty deed, a quitclaim deed. You're going to check, debt is deed of trust or a mortgage. And you're going to check to see, it can also be called a security deed. You're going to check to see, hey, was there any debt against this property? Because guess what? These guys that are out there telling you that was kicked out on the foreclosure, yes and no. It was kicked out against the property so that the property can be sold and people don't have to worry about additional debt coming after them. it was not kicked out as far as debt, so it still has a priority claim to the overage. So if there's a $50,000 mortgage, second mortgage, let's say, second mortgage, $50,000 mortgage, and there's $30,000 in surplus, that owner isn't entitled to jack. That owner isn't entitled to any of it. All of it's going to go to pay off that other mortgage. And the court's not going to release it to the owner. And that's another thing that's being told to people. Oh, well, if the mortgage company doesn't argue or show up or respond to notification, the owner gets it. No, county's not going to release that. That's another line I call bullshit. Guys, you got to check debt against that property. I can't tell you how many times I get a call. Hey, Sean, I keep making deals, and these not people that have bought my system, because my system tells you how to do this. And the court says that the owner that I got to give me the power of attorney, they weren't the owner. Or, hey, Sean, the court says that a bank made a claim in front of me. What the heck just happened? You didn't check that. You went by what you saw online or by somebody else's program that says, yeah, you can just make a claim. I call bullshit. The second thing is, the other problem I get from people is, guys, there are finder laws. We get around that. We don't do power of attorney to us. We do a power of attorney to an attorney. We hire the attorney. Guys, we'll do all this for you, by the way, and give you a great commission. Go to surplusfundsriches.com, click on products tab, click on any of those products. You'll have to sign in with your name and email. It'll drop you on the real products page. You'll then enter, or rather click on the insider's guide, and that'll give you a really in-depth overview of everything I'm talking about here today. Okay? It's free. Now, these guys out there are telling you to use a power of attorney or assignment to you and then go claim the money. Well, that makes you a finder 99% of the time, which limits you to like $2,500 or 10%, which, by the way, you cannot make a living off of that. So what we do is we use a structured buyout. Somebody's owed 50 grand. I'm going to give them 5 grand in a week. And guys, I'll do this for you. My money. 5 grand in a week. And then I'm going to give them whatever I agree to for the rest of it on the back end. And that's good faith money, that 5 grand, unless they try to go around me, which they don't because of the way I do this. Unless they try to go around me, that money's non-refundable. They get to keep it even if I'm not successful. As you can imagine, I'm kicking everybody's butt out there by using structured buyouts. The other thing that's happening by using a structured buyout is I can make a much higher percentage than you guys because I'm participating in the retrieval. I'm hiring an attorney, and I'm using a structured buyout, and I'm giving him money up front. That gets us around the whole finder law issue. The second thing is I'm actually hiring attorneys. So the attorney, I get a power of attorney signed to our attorney. The attorney gets that money out, and then they can use their trust account to break out checks to individuals and to us, and to take their money off the top, and they love it, and I love it. That gets us past the other issue, which I get calls on every single week. Every week, calls and emails. Sean, I claimed the money. And the court sent me the check, even though I had a power of attorney or assignment in my name. They sent me the check, but they put in the claimant's name. Yeah, because the county said, oh, you got power of attorney? Fine. Here's a check, man, at the claimant's name. Go ahead and cash it. You can't. Okay? I can do that. I've got my Florida system. I have to do that. So I can do that because I hired a gaggle of attorneys to talk to the bank's gaggle of attorneys. Okay? You guys can't do that. This simple power of attorney assignment, it doesn't work anymore, guys. In my opinion, my experience, it doesn't work anymore. By getting a power of attorney to our attorney, the check goes to them and the attorney can use their trust account and break out the funds for us. No issues, clean, everything's legal, legitimate. I can charge a higher percentage, and the people are locked in because they know that there's a power of attorney to an attorney, not me. So they're not going to go around me. Anyway, all right, real quick, deed flip. We're buying property prior to tax sale. Same kind of information as far as what you have to do. Same kind of work. It's basically a title worksheet. It's easy to do. It's quick, down and dirty. You can get these things done both surplus or overages or deed flip in about 15 minutes per file. Guys, come to the webinar. Ask any questions you got. Go to surplusfundsriches.com. Surplusfunds, F as in Frank, UNDS, riches.com. Click on products tab. Click on any of those products. Put in your name and email. It'll drop you on the real page. Download our insider's guide and watch that. Come to the webinar. Ask any questions you got. It's great to come to the webinar. We'll have a couple hundred people there. There'll always be a question asked that you didn't think of asking, so there's this synergy involved. Hope to see you there. Hope you get involved with this, guys. We're tonning it. We're cranking it out right now. Love to have you be a part of it. We're also going to be, depending on the webinar, we'll offer some of the special deals, such as the Florida or the North Carolina deals that are limited. Hope to see you there. Have a great day.